Hello and welcome to Behind the Scenes on The Adventure Pals. Today we're going to have a little look at how to make a cool character. Doing some pretty cool art for it. So let's do it. So the first thing we're going to do is pick what town we're going to make our new character for, you know? Like, who's he going to hang out with? Who's his little buddies going to be? So let's do that. We'll just jump into save. So where are we? This is Ubertown. But so what I'm thinking is maybe doing it in Treevale. Now I think Treevale will be good because it's quite generic, so we can kind of just go to town, you know, make something nice. While there's like the other towns, for example, let's go to, I think this is Ubertown. Yeah. Oh, I don't know where this is. Alright, let's try that again. Town 5. Alright, cool. So yeah, this is Ubertown. Now in Ubertown, basically, it used to be run by all these little toast dudes, but then these dinosaurs took over. So we're kind of a bit more limited in the kind of characters that we should design, being more like toast dudes or dinos. So we'll go back to Treevale, town 1. Cool, so here we are. So I'm thinking we do like maybe a little like tree demon or something. Maybe you can go over here, he'll look pretty cool. So to start with, I'm just gonna get a screenshot. Pow. Alright, now let's make a character. Alright, so we've just opened up Adobe Animate CC. You can kind of use whatever program you want, but I kind of like Adobe Animate because it's, you know, it's very simple to use. You use a paintbrush, you draw some things, and then you're done. And it's all vector based, so you can get like, you can scale it up really nicely. Alright, so we've got our NPC file. As you can see, it's a goddamn mess. But you can kind of see what I've been doing. You got like Treevale here, Pirate Cove, Wasteland, Crapland, Moon. These are kind of all the characters in the game, so a bit of a spoiler. Sorry about that. So we're going to Treevale, so these are the kind of characters we have in Treevale. My mouse is not working properly, that's okay. We'll use my pen. Alright, cool. So yeah, so the way I usually like to start a character is we're just going to do Ctrl G and we'll kind of work in an empty group. This will allow us to kind of draw over anything and we're not going to like interact with any of the other drawings. So what we want to do is we want to make the character kind of look like it belongs in the world. So to do that, we kind of want, you know, a similar maybe head shape. Similar like torso, you know, kind of similar body shape, like this guy. Whoa. So how we might do that? So what kind of character do we want? Let's open it. Let's get our let's go to a new keyframe here, and let's put down that screenshot we took. All right, so here we are. Here's the game. So we're just gonna kind of get going with a new character. So I'm going to use the mailman here as a little example, and we can kind of just use his dimensions just to kind of create a consistent character. So here we go. Let me zoom in. Alright, so now I don't like being too zoomed in when I'm designing the character. I kind of just like working with shapes originally. So I kind of like the idea of this guy maybe being a bit of a butt head or something, like he's got like a little butt on his head. Maybe something like that. That kind of looks cool, like a little butt head. This just kind of more like the silhouette. So he's got this little butt, but we can maybe, let's throw a little hat in there or something. Maybe these can kind of turn into leaves. Considering he's like a little tree demon, so he's got these little leaves now. So I've just sped up the process a little bit so we can kind of get into it a bit more, or I'll just be dabbling on about, I don't know, who knows what. So this is kind of more about my process of creating a character. The way I usually create is much more iterative. You know, some people prefer like paper, but I like just kind of like drawing in quick shapes, seeing if it kind of looks cool. If not, I don't know, just deleting it or trying something else. Just kind of getting the shapes. So while I'm doing this, I'm trying to think about like the town. I'm like, okay, it's kind of like this like grasslands area. It's all about the kind of environment. So we're going with the tree demon kind of thing. And we're just, to kind of reinforce that, kind of bring in these plants. Maybe he's got a little flower in his head, looking cute, looking fab. That's it. Another pro tip, always save. This will come in handy a lot. So now I've got the kind of rough outline of the character I want. I'm just kind of matching up the size of it, and it's really important to get like a consistent line width. So I'm just kind of gonna go over the character, make sure he's got some nice lines, you know, he's looking fab. Don't be afraid to just Katalzi. If you got an ugly looking line, you know, get rid of that shit. No one wants to look at that. So, you know, as I'm going, I'm still kind of iterating on the design, just kind of, you know, seeing what looks good. Here I'm kind of like making sure the eyeballs are kind of similar size to the other characters as well, just so it's consistent. And gave him some little like nose holes, so he kind of looks more like a demon, little forest demon. So you can kind of see I'm just kind of using the really rough background sketch I did to just kind of give me a bit of a guide of where my images should go. This kind of just helps like round out the character and make him look a bit prettier. I'd also recommend, if you're doing your characters, try and like bend them a bit. I used to always do my characters quite stiff, like I just do like straight bodies. It looks a bit, I don't know, it doesn't look as dynamic. The characters look a bit stiff, which is never good. When you're kind of designing the character, you don't want to add too many small details, because when you look at the character at like 100% scale, like most of those little details might get lost. So I haven't really put anything too detailed in there. So here I kind of start coloring the character, and coloring is something I kind of spend quite a bit of time on. I really like getting the colors right, making it look nice. And a few of the kind of common techniques I'll use is kind of changing the hue to a darker one when I'm kind of picking a shade of a color, and that'll give you some nice looking kind of shadows. Otherwise, if you're kind of like just making everything darker on the same hue, it can kind of just look a bit, I don't know, washed out or something. So I'm kind of going with this kind of bluey green kind of like cold color palette, where it allows the little sunflower on top to kind of like pop out along with his hair to kind of emphasize the theme of him being a little forest demon. And there we have it, you know, he's looking pretty cool. Cool looking guy. I'd be his friend. I'd go hang out at his house. And there we have it. That's a character. Boom, boom. So yeah, what's next? So I guess next I'll be animating him in Spine. I'll probably do that in another video, just so this one isn't super long. So yeah, appreciate you coming on this little journey with me, and hopefully see you next time.